Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today we're going to be talking about some great stop motion, animated, just really classic films that are just some great outstanding pieces of filmmaking to begin with. So today I'm excited to announce we're going to deep dive into ParaNorman on 4K Ultra HD and Coraline on 4K Ultra HD. And we're going to be diving into these. I'm going to be doing my exclusive 4K versus the original Shout Factory Blu-ray releases image comparisons. That's something I exclusively do here on my YouTube channel. I take all the native images off of these discs and off of the original Blu-ray discs to show you side by side how these compare and if these are worth buying or adding to your collection over if you own the previous Blu-ray releases, or if you should even just buy these if you've never seen these before. At the end, I'm always going to wrap it up with my review score, as I always do. That lets you know a sum up of the quality of these sets, what comes in them, special features, image quality, and sound quality, in comparison to hundreds of other 4Ks I've tested and reviewed exclusively here on my YouTube channel. Now, I will tell you with both of these, when I bought both of these sets, I did not really expect much from either of these. I had the previous Blu-ray releases from Shout Factory, and I enjoyed those and thought they were decent, but I didn't really expect much of an upgrade from these. But let me tell you this much. I was very shocked with some of what I discovered is on these sets. So let me tell you, you are going to want to stick through this entire review to find out what some of the shocking things I found out about both of these when I went through all of my exclusive testing. Now to start off with here, I'm going to show you the original Blu-ray release. Now, I'm going to be going through images from both sets, both on the Blu-ray and on the 4K. We're going to get to that here in a minute. Now, as I mentioned previously, and I've mentioned hundreds of times, these are always the native images pulled directly from the disc without all of the artificial things your TV can do to either pump up color or contrast. These are the native images that are present on the disc, which always affects what we see when we're watching these on our home displays the most. Now, the native images on the original Blu-ray releases, they were good. I did like the Shout Factory releases, and I did think they were a big step up from the previous Universal releases that were before Shout Factory redid them with the original Studio Leica. And I did like them, and I enjoyed them. But let me tell you this much. They were one of those that I did see areas that could need improvement. The audio mix on it was good, but I could see so much more things being done with it. And the visual quality on it did have a little bit lacking of depth and obviously details because it's a 1080p. Now, in comparison to both of the 4K Ultra HD releases of obviously Coraline and ParaNorman, you'll notice when I'm going through the images above, there is a night and day drastic change with what they did with these. Now, I'm going to share with you what made those differences. These both are native 4K 2160p releases, and these both had brand new 4K restoration supervised by the original Studio Leica, and it is one of those things that you can notice the second you put these discs in. In comparison to Shout Factory's previous Blu-ray releases, it is a stunning transformation that really did just shock me. As I said at the beginning of the review here, I didn't expect much from these because I really did think the Blu-rays looked pretty good before. It was one of those probably most shocking upgrades that I've seen for the year, and it was very surprising. Now, the new restoration they did on this with the brand new Dolby Vision and HDR10 master and color grading that they did for this is just one of those transformative viewing experiences for both of these films. Now, the reason I'm doing these together is when I went through all my testing on these, I found so many similarities, and I'll mention some of the things that were different between them, but a lot of the things between both of these were done the exact same and done amazingly well. Now, if after you get done watching this review and hearing my review score, as always, I post the links for both of these releases in the description section right below each video, and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. Those take you straight out to Amazon. They never cost you even a penny extra when you click on those links, and they're on sale for the same prices everywhere. But those links do help to support the creation of these videos and help to support my YouTube channel just a little bit. So make sure if you do decide you're going to buy any of these releases, whether it's the Blu-rays or the 4K SteelBooks, or the standard editions of ParaNorman or Coraline. I will have them all listed out below in the description section and as a pinned comment in the comment section below. So make sure when you get done watching this video, you click on those links down below. Now, talking about the Dolby Vision and the HDR10 that's on both of these releases, like I did say, it does have a brand new master and color grading they did for it. I was really surprised at how much more detail and just how much more life with all the different varying shades they did with the new color grading for both of these, that just brought these films to life that I'd never experienced ever before. And as I said, again, I thought the Blu-rays looked pretty good. I can't believe how much more detail they brought out even with this image, because these are native 4Ks. And I'll get to later on why that did drastically change so much with the image, because there is some specific things about my testing I found out. But in the image itself, the details that you can see in like their fabric, because this is a stop motion, kind of like, I hate to call it claymation, but it's a stop motion animated film, and they actually have little models that they move as they go along. That's what stop motion is. That, man, what they did with these 4Ks, you can see things like on Coraline and ParaNorman, where like they're little costumes that are actually hand sewn and are actually real costumes. It's not computer effects. You can see like the little fabric and the little like tufts of fabric coming out of it, the sewing on it. That the Blu-rays looked good and you could see some of it, but not the level of detail you can see on this that really shocked me. Backgrounds? Man, I could see so much more of the background details on these that I never could see on the previous Blu-rays, that the backgrounds really had a softer appearance overall. Man, could you see so much details that it was really, really surprising. And I still can't get over how many of the characters, like threads that you can see on their costumes and outfits on their characters, were so evidently detailed on this. You'll notice it the second you pop these in and start watching them. The details and the intricate details you can now see that you couldn't see on those Blu-rays was such an exciting experience alone, that if it wasn't for the other amazing things that are on these discs, that alone is a selling point for why these were so worth buying and upgrading, even though I've done it 3 times now. I had the original Universal Blu-rays, then I had the Shout Factory Blu-rays. Now I'm doing the Shout Factory 4K Ultra HDs, but these, really with what they've done with them, were worthwhile upgrades for a 3rd time on home video. Now, ParaNorman came out in 2012 and Coraline came out in 2009. And both of the films I do enjoy, and they're drastically different stories. Though I will say Coraline is done by the same director that did James and the Giant Peach that I enjoyed, and I really hope gets a 4K restoration and release as well, though Disney owns that, so I don't know how likely that is. But it does show you what they can do with it and how gorgeous these films look. So I'm happy we got these two, and I am excited to see what comes up next for the rest of the stop motion features. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Just like with this video, I do a lot of these exclusive or early reviews that you're only gonna find here on my YouTube channel. Just like with these 4K versus Blu-ray image comparisons, there's something I exclusively work very hard on creating for all of you. So make sure to go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, on both releases, we get a brand new Dolby Atmos audio mix in English. Now, you also get, if you don't have access to Dolby Atmos on your home theater or home system, you do get Dolby True HD 7.1 in English on both of these as a secondary option on it. And then they both do have French and Spanish with that in a DTS HD 5.1 mix. And then you also get English subtitles on both and French and Spanish subtitles on both. So those were nice additions that you did have those options available on both as well. Now, I am going to talk about the Dolby Atmos mix here. Like I referenced earlier in this review, there is some stunning things that made these even more worthwhile. That Dolby Atmos mix was one of those. It was just an amazing sounding audio mix. It did an outstanding job with moving the sound around the room in 3D effects. It did a great job with the height Atmos channels, bouncing that sound off the ceiling, coming down and giving you that effect of things coming above you and around you and behind you and above behind you. Overall, the Atmos effect on both of these was one of those reference quality Atmos mixes that just shocked me overall. I just can't say shocked enough in this video. It really was one of those experiences that both of these would have really made it into my top 10 kind of alternative list. And if you haven't checked out that video recently, I just did that recently here on the YouTube channel, but it's my top 10 video about some like alternative releases that have come out this year that are things that people need to recognize as some outstanding, some of them are reference quality releases that really need to be given some consideration to add to your collection and viewing enjoyment. Well, these two would have made it in if they would have been in here about 2 weeks ago when I was working on that. So it is one of those things that's just how the time period goes. These didn't show up till just recently, so it is what it is. But these were one of those reference quality audio mixes for Dolby Atmos that is an absolutely shocking and enjoyable experience. And it really used that Atmos effect through the height channels so well without it being gimmicky for both of these releases that it amazed me how it blew away the previous Blu-ray releases audio mixes. The clarity and what they were able to bring with that Dolby Atmos effect made these so incredible sounding that I never want to listen to those Blu-rays, any of the Blu-rays, ever again, because these added such a cool 3D sound effect with moving things around, especially that above where you can hear things creaking and giving that kind of slightly creepy effect that's kind of in both of these films. There's so many different elements, especially with like the thunder crackling overhead in ParaNorman when you can hear it going across the clouds and things like that. Sounded just incredible. Now, there was also a very impressive and strong amount of LFE that can be felt from your subwoofers. I was really amazed that they had that element in both these. That was really lacking on the previous Blu-ray releases that made it just feel and sound incredible. The sound mix on these with Dolby Atmos is a huge selling point for why Dolby Atmos can be used to an incredible effect to really give you an immersive viewing and listening experience that adds to these movies in a way that if you've never experienced Dolby Atmos, you're missing out on a great element of immersive movie experience. It moved the sound around so well using every element of what Atmos has to provide if you have a good home setup. Now, if you want to know about some recommendations about how to get a good home Dolby Atmos setup, I've done a video on this YouTube channel that goes into reviewing a lot of Dolby Atmos home cinema setups that you'll want to check out, because if you haven't gotten into that, these are two discs that would really shock you if you heard them on a good Dolby Atmos setup that really expand that, and you'll never want to go back to anything other than the Dolby Atmos on both of these discs. Now, to show you what you get in this is the ParaNorman 4K limited edition SteelBook set. As I referenced earlier, I bought these because I loved the cover art on these, and I really thought they were a cool collectible because of the cover art. I can tell you, I think the SteelBooks, because of the price of these, are an outstanding deal. Even at the price they released them out, when I show you what's in this and how cool it is, it really is one of those that I do think is worth buying and adding to your collection, especially knowing what they're releasing later on. These are a great collectible. It does have some shiny words around the ParaNorman, but it has this really nice custom artwork on it. It says ParaNorman on the side here. Then on the back, it has another custom artwork that continues from the front of the SteelBook. Now, you do get your J card here, which talks about it, talking about that it's a brand new 4K restoration with a brand new Dolby Atmos mix. It talks about all the special features. It does include all the special features from the previous Shout Factory releases. You're not missing any of them. Now, when you get inside here, you do get two discs, and this is your 4K, this is your Blu-ray disc. Now, your 4K Ultra HD disc is a BD100. I tested it, as I always exclusively do. Your Blu-ray disc is a BD50. 4K disc is 100% region free, so any of you worldwide that want to import or buy this through the link I've posted down below, it'll ship anywhere worldwide from Amazon. The 4K disc is 100% region free, so you're fine. The Blu-ray disc, though, is Region A locked. So if you live outside of Region A territory, so you're not in America, Mexico, Canada, you will need a region-free player to play the Blu-ray disc. Otherwise, your 4K, which is what you're wanting, is the region-free disc. Now, I did like how they gave us an actual collectible booklet in it, and I thought this was a really nice addition that I'll touch on here in just a second. You do get more artwork on the inside of the SteelBook, which I really did like. Now, I'm not going to take the discs out because I don't want to drop them. I've done that before, but the SteelBook really was a big selling point. You get artwork on the inside, on the outside. I loved how they're in here. They're not touching, the discs are not touching each other. They're actually set up so that way they're actually on separate different areas, which I really liked how they did this SteelBook. So that I did like as well. Now getting to the little booklet in here, it does have some great artwork in it. It talks about the film. It has little excerpts talking about how they made it, behind the scenes. There's really a lot of good stuff in this, and I thought it was a great addition, them putting this collectible booklet in there. I really feel like they're trying to edge into Arrow Video's area of these collectible sets, but I really did enjoy this little booklet as well. Now in Coraline, same thing on this one. You get a little bit of shiny up here with like this metallic artwork that's really cool and colorful on it. The side it says Coraline, and it matches the ParaNorman on the side, so they look like they go together. On the back here, it has a continuation of the artwork. I really like the slightly creepiness of it. I think that really lends well to, a lot of people call these kids movies. I don't consider them kids movies. They're not really something that's, in my opinion, a kids movie. They're more like adult animated stop motion films, and that's why I think they're so well done. And if you haven't checked these out, you're missing out on some great stories and amazing stop motion filmmaking that is truly breathtaking to see in these 4K releases. Now when you get inside here, 4K Ultra HD disc, again a BD100, region free, Blu-ray disc, BD50, region A locked. You do get another collectible booklet in here, and then on the back you do get new artwork on the inside of the case as well, which I really liked how it blended well with the outside of the case, so a great job by Shout Factory as well. Now in the booklet for Coraline, you get a bunch of little photos showing what they did behind the making of it, some little excerpts, same kind of thing as what you got in ParaNorman, and I really did enjoy this booklet and thought it was a nice addition, just like what I said with ParaNorman. Now, as a lot of you like and look forward to in my videos, I did my testing for my rough average bitrate on these. Now, for both of the releases, they did have an extremely high and extremely healthy rough average bit rates through both of them. For Coraline, it had a rough average bitrate of right around 85 megabits per second. Absolutely amazing. On top of that, for ParaNorman, you had a rough average bitrate of 90 megabits per second. Like I said, absolutely stunning and amazing, which lended to why they were so stable and so good looking throughout that honestly there isn't much I could say about these that isn't absolutely outstanding of a release. Now getting to my review score for Coraline and ParaNorman, these are one of those magnificent reference quality 9.8. These are not just must-buys. These are instantaneous must-buys to add to your collection, to watch these in one of the most surprising reference quality releases of the year that really shocked me. Again, using the word again, because I just don't know how else to explain it other than shocking. Because I did not expect that level of detail, that level of reference quality in the audio mixes for both of these, and for the visual quality. Just an absolutely magnificent job by Shout Factory on releasing both of these on 4K Ultra HD. Even if you're not into kids movies, like I said, these are very adult themed stories. There is a lot in these that if you have not checked these out will surprise you at how adult themed they are, and they have some dark themes and some things that really make you think that kids won't get, but as an adult you will. The actual stop motion in these is so cool, and I think is such a cool filmmaking effect that the original studio that created these did an outstanding job, and I look forward to every release they have coming out, and I'm looking forward to the next releases that are coming out from Shout Factory that they've already announced that will be coming out. I will put those links in the description section below in case you want to pre-order those in advance as well. If they continue the quality of what they did on these, they are going to have reference quality set of movies that is really just, I can't explain it more than stunning and magnificent to watch and view the quality of both of these releases. And as you've noticed in those image comparisons above, I really can't say that they don't do it enough justice. When I was sitting down and going side by side, you can really see the differences in them, and you're seeing some of that in those native image comparisons above. But because of YouTube's algorithm, it does dumb down the 4K from HDR10 Dolby Vision down to standard HDR. So what you see up there for that 4K will look stunningly better than what you see up there on your home display, especially if you have a professionally or properly calibrated 4K display and 4K player. Now, I've recommended over the years one of the absolute best 4K players that you need to have if you love watching 4K Ultra HD releases. It makes a big difference. It's the Panasonic UB820. I always post that link in the description section right below this video with my recommendations for some of your home theater equipment that I personally use. I have 2 of those Panasonic UB820s and I absolutely love them, along with several other 4K players that I test these out on. Coraline and ParaNorman, no matter what, just looked outstanding and were magnificent releases. Top tier reference quality 9.8. You must buy them and add them to your collection just to experience how amazing these look and how amazing of a job Shout Factory did. It just really did. Just really blow me away. And you'll never watch the Blu-rays again. You'll never want to experience the Blu-rays again. That's how poor it really made those Blu-rays look. When you see it in person, the color grading is just shockingly gorgeous for both ParaNorman and Coraline, that I just think it was worth the price of admission. That Dolby Atmos will blow you away as well, especially for these stop motion films. I can't believe how much love was given to these, that they are something that if you're a film fan or you enjoy movies at all, you need to have these in your collection to experience the storytelling, the stop motion animation, and what went behind that. The special features are great in this. I just cannot recommend both of these releases highly enough. I would personally go for the SteelBooks because I love the SteelBook artwork on these and I think they are great collectibles. But if you want to save a couple of bucks, the standard editions, which comes with the discs and things like that, they are a bit less expensive. I think they're about $5, maybe $6 less expensive. To me, I love the artwork enough. I'll pay the extra $5 to get these in these collectible SteelBooks. I'll put all of the links though for all of these releases on 4K in the description section, pinned as a comment in the comment section below. No matter which area you go to, you click on those, takes you straight out to Amazon. So make sure if you're gonna buy any of these releases, go down to those links I've posted down below. Never costs you a penny, but it does make a difference in the support and creation of these videos. So make sure to click on those links down below. Make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on these films if you've seen the films already, how excited you are for these releases now that you've seen my exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparisons here and heard my review score. These really were a shocking and surprising experience in a good way. I just didn't expect much and they did surprise me, and that's a great thing. I love being surprised, and I love when something is worth the money I spent. They weren't sent for a review. I went out and bought them with my own money, and they were worth it. They were a great addition to my library, and there's something that I think really just can't be beat no matter how many times they re-release these films. I can't see much that they could do to them to make them anything better looking than what they do on these releases. Make sure to start the conversation down there below. I'm excited and waiting to hear from all of you. I did want to thank all of you as well for your support recently, and some of the comments I've gotten have been really nice, and I do appreciate that. I try to stick away from all that stuff normally, but I did just want to touch on that, the positive side of it. I love hearing from all of you. I love the support, the comments. All of that truly makes a difference in keeping me going. It does wear me down, especially with my medical conditions that I've talked about over the years. Filming these and editing these and spending all this time working on these videos, it takes a lot out of me, and I live in a lot of pain constantly, so it just kind of wears me down. And when I get a lot of that, like I said, negativity or things where people are attacking me, it just wears me down and takes the fun out of this for me and makes it even harder. So it was really great to hear the support and things from a lot of you, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to join my Collectors VIP Club as well, or give a super thanks to the super thanks button down below. As I've always said, I'm not sponsored or paid by anybody. I only keep creating these videos through all of your support. So make sure to join my Collectors VIP Club. It costs you less than a couple of bucks, but it goes right back into the creation of these videos. That's how I can go out there and get all of these things, spend week after week creating all of these exclusive videos. I do appreciate all of your love and support. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. As always, I hope all of you truly have a blessed day, and I've always got something new and exciting coming out very soon.